Right there, the first set of doors, stick it in there. I told the guy, I walked in, I said, I was at the time, but I just wanted to make sure it's just put that in there. Oh, I'm not. Might not get here. Yeah. All right.
Call meeting order, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. A moment of silence for
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen.
roll call. Chairman Trustee Ted Webb is here. Vice Chairman Trustee Frank Park.
Here.
Trustee Bob McBride.
Here.
And Fiscal Officer Cynthia Chapman. She's in the back working on payroll.
Okay, this meeting is being recorded for informational purposes only. All comments will be taken at the end of the meeting. If anyone has a question or comment, raise your hand. You'll be recognized by the chairman. Come to the podium, state your name, address for the record. Multiple speakers at the same time will not be allowed. Thank you.
Thank you. 052-20, resolution accepting the meeting minutes from the February 10th, 2020 special meeting and February 11th, 2020 regular meeting. Motion?
I'll move.
Second?
I'll move. Yes.
Trustee, yes. Bride, yes. Trustee Parker?
Yes.
Trustee Webb, yes. Correspondence, copies are available upon request, nothing noted as being received. Administration, anything to report, gentlemen?
Furnace went out for the weekend. So we had the lead couple come out and put some new parts in it. Back up running. We have to.
Board of Trustees will hold a special meeting Thursday, February 27th at 5:30 at the PD to recess into executive session for negotiations. Also, through email, we've been invited to the Lordstown Motors on March the 5th, 8 a.m. to tour the plant and meet with some of the executives there. So if anybody's interested, please let me know. We do have to RSVP.
When is that?
March the 5th. Thursday, March 5th.
What time?
It starts at 8 o'clock with networking and refreshments. And then it goes into, looks like, 8:30 to 9, a leadership welcome. And then 9 to 10, a parts tour and questions and wrap up. So it's like it's going to run from about 8 to 10:40.
Okay. If all three of us do it, yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. Fire department, if there was anything to report?
Just a reminder that the fire department will have a quarter mil continuous replacement levy on the March 17th, 2025. Thank you. Go ahead.
Police department, I know there was nothing to report there. Road department. Anything to report, Chris?
Yeah, park's about 60% complete on the repairs. I sent out an email to the trustees and the park board about the mulch. I figured that's probably 25%. So, I mean, we're pretty much just buttoning up everything over there as far as swing sets and entrapment areas and the priority ones. Basically, we did most of the repairs with in-house stuff, as far as supplies outside of all the stainless steel hardware that we purchased. And hopefully, they always complain every time that the chains all get rusty. So I went a little smaller on the diameter of the chain to offset the cost. And now we're starting to assemble the chain stuff. Cemetery, of course, is cleanup. If you have any decorations out there on our cemeteries, either east or west, please remove those because they will be thrown out.
And that starts the 1st of March, right?
Starts the 1st of March and it continues on. Now, at the end of March, I know April we have an late Easter this year, so I'm not going to really throw out anything that looks brand new if it's the end of March, but sometimes that happens. But I think that's about all I have right now.
Chris, did you hear anything from Ohio Edison on?
We paid the bill, but I have not heard anything from the engineers or engineering department there to let us know if they're going to be out there working or anything like that.
Are they supposed to get back with you when they are? They'll probably they know where they're, I see them marked.
Yeah, I don't know if they will or not, to be honest, Bob.
Okay.
I did apply for a mosquito grant also. Funny thing, I went through the health department to get it, and I called the health department to see what was happening with that because I got a quote from Alexander's for 4 springs. So, and the health department couldn't tell me whether we got the grant or not, so I don't know where that
I'm
is.
not looking on spraying for mosquitoes and killing.
There you go.
I'm not
I mean, we
talking
can
about
probably-
spraying for mosquitoes, so.
In years past, we've always applied for the grant. I'm sure we can decline the grant. It only kills the living mosquitoes anyhow, and it hurts the honeybees. I'm not for it.
Yeah.
But I know some people are, so I just filled out the paperwork anyhow. I'd like to bring back Governor. Has anybody heard anything about a donation for Easter egg hunt, or has there been any plans?
I'll get a hold of,
We probably see it at the next meeting.
yeah.
That should be coming up pretty quick. I didn't know if one of you guys, heard about it. So. But that's all I have.
Okay.
Chief, I wanted to ask you, did you guys ever look at putting a marquee up down there, even a cheap sign that, because it seems like you guys do get we do a lot of calls a day. And I think the public should know that you guys are busy. I mean, 4 or 5 calls a day, and I think Champion has one. It's not really that great, but I think putting that out there, let people how many calls you do a week per month, and Champion has it right on their building there. I think that would really be something great for the township, just to let your voters, the citizen knows what's going on in this township and to know that you guys are working.
Okay.
There's a lot of, like that, 4 or 5 calls a day, it's a lot of calls. And it could be more. I mean, I get them and see all that and I'm thinking, boy, and who knows? How do they know?
I think, doesn't Joel put the monthly totals out of that? So
That's
for both police and for fire.
I think some should be in front of the fire department.
Okay, well, I need to back up a moment, skipped over something. 053-20, resolution increasing the monthly salary from $250 to $350 for the cemetery sexton's position effective immediately. Is there a motion?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Trustee McBride?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb? Yes. Okay, now we'll catch up. 054-20, resolution to bring back seasonal employee Jack Governor as part-time laborer at the contract rate for 4 hours per week, starting April 1st, 2020.
I'll move. I'll second.
Trustee McBride?
Yes.
Trustee Clark?
Yes.
Trustee Webb, yes. And again, just a reminder that the month of March is cleanup in the cemeteries. Planning Director, Zoning Inspector, Code Enforcement Officer. Anything to report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I'm putting the mowing and debris pickup for nuisance properties out to bid. It's my understanding it hasn't been bid for over 3 years. The scope of work would include separate prices for brush hogging, and a minimum charge per property would be the bidder would want as far as the minimum. Debris, rubbish, and garbage removal on a man-hour basis, and the minimum, and also it included the unit of measure they're going to use by as far as debris, whether it's ton, bag, job. The mowing and trimming and removal of grass and weeds, labor rate per hour, and a minimum charge for property, and an explanation of what would be expected of the bidders. Hope to have the bids back by April 24th by 3:30 p.m. here at the Township Administration Building, so the Secretary can try and stamp them, and then you can review them at your next, open and review them at the next scheduled meeting.
That was April 24th, 3:30, did you say?
Correct.
Do you have anybody have you reached out to anybody yet?
I have not. I will let the Cody, who's had the contract the last couple of years, know that it's going to be good, but it's open to anyone that's interested as long as they have the insurance.
Okay, thanks for the report.
Thank you.
Zoning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals, did they hold their first quarter meeting?
Yes,
A couple weeks ago?
correct, yes.
Is there anything that was?
No action was taken, no business.
Parks and Recreation Board?
If you don't mind, I'll shoot for them. I spoke with the Jeff Lager from Cortland about the signs posting on the, and we're gonna meet this Sunday with some other people on their board to go over there and about the signage putting on the fences. And they have a waiting line of people that want to advertise list, they told me, and they're very much interested in
Now,
getting together.
will these be on like from May till August or,
Well,
and then they clean them off, right?
we'll have to, the park board or someone have to take them down. We have to take them down each year at the end of the season, and once we can store them and save them. I did talk to Champion has their 5-foot by 4-foot signs, and
One-sided or?
one-sided. They sell them up there, it's $800 per season.
That would be income revenue for the park board?
For the park,
Okay,
right?
not for the Lakeview Athletic.
No, this is strictly going to be for the park. They expressed an interest in doing even with food trucks. And they did bring up about even fireworks.
That's something that would have to be run by the chief there.
Right, well, I did, Dennis, did you ever talk to Bill Spring at all?
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all. It's been a little hectic the last couple of weeks.
Okay. And I basically just touched base with him that we were doing some planning in that. It was just in planning stages with it, so, other than that, they're interested and they just want to see, I got with Chris about, they want to see a breakdown of what it costs us to operate the park and where the money's going to go that we generate from the signs. And I told him basically it would be go for the park and that, trying bleachers or whatever we need to maintain the park. If we, down the road could get a grant to get a grant to start saving money, and then we can get a grant to match for even paving the road around the.
I know the inspection that was done on Imagination Station, we were fortunate enough to have the road department work on for the number one priorities.
Mm-hmm.
But there's number 2, number 3s, number 4s, and number 5s that have to be worked on.
Yeah.
The estimated cost to do that, if we did it in-house with our people, was about $30,000. And if we hired somebody out, it would be around $50,000. So there's still a substantial investment in Imagination Station to bring that up to something, up to par more or less. So,
Was there any, Chris, do you know anything about, they never did have a pressure wash and sealed last year? Did they?
No, they didn't, and there's still some other improvements that we have to do for Oklahoma too, the risk assessment that they did over there.
Maybe I can get with you, we can look at what.
I would have held off last year anyhow, and I'm kind of glad that we did that, because I've seen it deteriorate and really need it, and then I've seen it where it still looks pretty good, and in my eyes, it still looks pretty good. Bradley's really did a really nice job for us the last time they were out. And now I see his business is in the township, so that's also a good thing.
Yeah, sure. Well, the thing is, and now getting more light in there, I see there's green on some of them rooftops that can be cleaned off, and
now that you trimmed up all the trees over there, it should be,
the sun should get in there.
it should get in there and keep that off of there.
I mean, Imagination.
This fall will probably be the time to probably hit it. I'd like to, get the mulch in and see where we stand after all that, whether we have to pay the guys to put it in there or whether we get some volunteers to assist us.
Sure.
I mean, that's big if I can get volunteers to help, and save us some money on that end.
Have you talked to Bradley's at all? Pressure on?
I think the park board handled all that.
We only had one bid at the time. There's only one bid that came in.
It was last year, and honestly, I can't even tell you how much it was, because I never got a copy. They did all the quotes and got all that, so.
It was a little pricey.
It was a little more than the last time, because, I think that's what you're gonna run into every time. Because there's a lot of spraying over it.
Well, I don't know, did they have some type of a lift to get up there on that roof?
I don't think they have a lift or anything. They just use
There's
ladders.
a lot of green up there. Oh,
And then you gotta watch the truck board too, because if you get the sealant on the plastic board, it gets all sticky and so, I mean, it does need, there's more than just spraying everything down.
well, I'll try and get with you. Call me when there's a warm day, a week from now or something, we might get our spring back.
Okay, yeah, hopefully. Eventually.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Asked to be placed on the agenda, no one. Public comment, open the meeting up to public comment, please come forward.
Stanley Short, Lakeshore Drive. 2 questions. Have you ever done anything about the public voting on resolutions? The attorney, Mr. Fittermore, I believe, said that a lot of townships allow public comment before you vote on something. So,
No, we're not investigating that at this time.
okay. All right, next question towards you, okay? I noticed I was doing laps around Lake Shore and Westlake, and I see that your group had a couple of shovelfuls of fill or something in there. What are you doing for the large cracks?
The large cracks, nothing at the moment. I'm spending my budget on paving now, so all pre-maintenance stuff is to the wind.
Okay, because if
I would love to seal chip it, but this year I'm gonna be paving Brown Drive, and I just,
not even seal chip, but if you don't put some of them cracks are like 6 inches deep. If
you know,
put some sort of slag or something in there.
slag isn't just, slag will just come right out. It's
Well,
not.
I should say granulated,
Granulated is just gonna do the same thing.
because at least that fills the void, because otherwise if water gets in there next
Water's
year,
already in there.
we're gonna be done. You're gonna be
It's
done.
already done. That road is shot, and it needs seal chipped. That's what it needs.
Well,
That's when you tar the road and you put the gravel on top.
That's what it needs, but I don't have the money to
that's
do
supposed
that.
to be yeah.
I'm
that's
putting
supposed to
more
be a
money into
three-step,
paving,
four-step thing.
and I pretty much showed you how much money we put into paving. And I've never put any money in the hot mix, and that's what I'm putting all my money into now.
So, like I say, my only concern.
Without the help of the general fund or the residents with the levy, I'm doing the maximum job that I can right now.
Because if you don't fill those, like say, if you look at some of them.
It's not just your road.
Depth of 6 inches down, one of them can stand and look at the crack. And I slide up, it just put something in there.
I'm not gonna put nothing in there except tar and chip when I have the money.
Everything else just washes out. I mean, if you put
In time,
in
yes,
there.
in time, but at least if you fill a void area.
Yeah,
At least-
if I go
at
down
least the
through there
water-
and put slag in there, and the dump trucks and the garbage trucks and the school buses and the vehicles go down through there, it's gonna be all over people's ends of their driveways, chipping up their concrete, and I would rather just deal with the crack in the road.
Okay, because the crack in the road will be nothing more than a huge hole by next year.
We'll fill the coal patch, promise you that.
Okay, thank you.
Question. Before I adjourn the meeting, there was some conversation about us holding a special work session. Should we set a time and a date, how we're gonna do that, and who's gonna attend, and
Do you have anything down to you?
It's up to you. My schedule's pretty flexible until May. April.
from what I understand though, it's almost a matter of urgency, and we need as quickly as possible.
On the 1 and 2 issues, yes.
Yeah, it's,
I think there's 2 issues that we have to meet on, or you guys have to meet with the fiscal officer. Whether we have to hire someone, I don't know what the priority is. I guess that's where I'm, there's 2 priorities in my mind right now, but, one is closing UAN right now, and the other is the 17-18 audit. That's for administration. Now, there's other issues, my priority, and this is where I was trying to be fair is, okay, that's administration priorities, but I have priorities too with my EMS billing that's not being scanned in and, deposited in the UAN. So in Chris's world, he don't care, and I understand that. In the road department world, police department world, he doesn't care either. So this is where I was trying to say, where are all these priorities? So we can sit down and say, work on this. This is number 1 priority. This is the number 2 priority. This is number 3 priority. That's what I'm trying to get right now. Whoever comes in right now, the squeakiest wheel is getting oil. And it's just confusing. This fiscal officer, you've been here a while.
Well,
That's,
Not even,
can't you be like, you would go in here, I thought we were already doing that where the department head and only one at a time, like, it seems like yours is the biggest
well,
challenge that needs to be different buildings, that you and her should be together and what you know you can, and if we gotta bring in that, Tony or whoever to get this worked out so we can get this going on.
right, because right now, we're looking at pensions. December's pensions weren't paid. So we have to address that. So where is that on the priority? And there's nothing we can do about that as department heads.
not speaking out of turn.
No,
I
you're fine.
know she straightened out the PERS December just tonight, and I believe that she has 17's audit for fiscal year. I think she found out what was going on with that. So we're left with 18. I mean, I know what your issues are, Dennis, and there's nothing that I can do to help that. And you know, unless you guys sit down with the proper people, that she's gonna be able to understand it and learn it from every angle, that's what needs
But
that.
the problem is, those people work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, 7 to 3, or 7 to 5, or whatever. That's where I'm having the difficulty.
And, well, you know, and her books are gonna close on 2/28.
Yeah, that's, to me, that's number one priority right now.
So that's priority at the moment.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's what, no, I agree with you.
But after that, you know,
It has to be sent to the auditor by March 1st, I think, March 1st or 2nd.
That's number one priority. I agree with it. Closing UAN 19. That's not what I guess maybe I wasn't speaking correctly or getting my message across. All I'm saying is we need to sit down and get this stuff done. I have the pensions all caught up on as far as I can take it. I can't make the payments.
What I'll do is I'll meet with, or contact each department head individually, have a conversation with you in regards to how we can work through this. And maybe we can set up meetings with Cindy in the next couple of days to see how we progress through this challenge.
Yeah, again, when I put that email, it is nothing against anything. We just, I think as a team, you guys want to operate as a team, we're worrying about things that are, you got 50 people's livelihoods here. And we're worried about other stuff right now. And that's where I guess the frustration.
I'm gonna put it like this, just so we don't probably over.
Let's close the meeting.
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
Okay, so during the meeting at
7:25.
055-20, during the meeting at 7:25.
I'll move. I'll second.
Trustee McBride,
Yes.
trustee Park,
Yes.
trustee Webb, yes.
Mr. Schroeder, when I get some extra time, we will fill some of them when it gets hotter out and the material flows a little better, but until then, yeah, I can't really do much, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna waste my material with this time of year because I can't get it to go down into the crack. I can get it to sit on top of the crack, and when the snow plow comes by again, it just goes over to the yard.
If it was real fine, it would go down because then.
It's not real fine though, it has emulsion in it, it's sticky. So, I mean, it's the only way it's gonna go in there.
You're over now.
Right, so what I was gonna say,
That's
Dennis,
PERS, your priority, or do they contribute